I was 17 when my life changed with one simple word: no. My parents had always been controlling. Every decision, from what I wore to who I talked to, had to be approved by them. They weren't strict because they cared. They were strict because they believed I owed them my obedience. I was their investment, not their child. One day, my father told me I was to marry the son of one of his business partners. I didn't even know the guy. All I knew was that he was arrogant, older than me, and just as controlling as my parents. I looked them in the eye and said, no. That's all it took. Within an hour, my bags were on the porch. My mother stood at the doorway and said, you want to be independent. Go, but don't come crawling back. I didn't cry. I didn't beg. I left. The first night I spent on a friend's couch. The next few months were hell. I worked double shifts at a local diner, slept in a tiny rented room above a garage, and barely had enough to eat. But I was free, and I was determined. I got into a small community college on scholarship. I studied business by day, worked nights, and saved every penny. After graduation, I started my own small consulting firm, just me, a laptop, and a dream. It wasn't easy. I failed more times than I can count, but I kept going. By 25, I had my first big client. By 28, I had an office. By 30, I had employees, contracts, and money. Now at 33, I own 3 companies, employ over 200 people. And yes, I own a private jet. Last month, I flew back to my hometown for the first time in over a decade. I had been invited as the keynote speaker for a Tech and Innovation Summit. Ironically, it was being hosted in the same venue where my parents attended social events. When I landed, the jet door opened and I stepped out in a tailored black suit, heels clicking confidently on the stairs. Cameras flashed. Reporters rushed. And through the crowd, I saw them, my parents. They stood there, stunned. My father's mouth was slightly open. My mother looked like she'd seen a ghost. I walked past them without a word. Later that evening, I saw them at the summit. My father tried to act casual. You've done well for yourself. I smiled. Yes. I said no. And it was the best decision of my life. He looked like he wanted to say something more, maybe apologize, maybe ask for something. But I didn't wait. That night, as I flew back home, champagne in hand, I realized something. They had kicked me out thinking I'd fail. But I walked away, and I flew back stronger than they ever imagined. Sometimes, no isn't disrespect.